Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. And today I've got a new friend that brought over a car that's, not typically what you're gonna see over here. You guys know we deal with a lot of muscle car stuff, right? But mostly what we like is big power and modded vehicles. And it doesn't matter what it is. If it's got power and it's modded, more than likely I'm gonna find some passion for it. So check this out, man. My friend John brought over his 95 RX7 that obviously is not a stock car. I know very little about this. One thing I know for sure about this is this little RX7's making 700 horsepower at the wheels. So you think we're gonna have a little fun with this? Hell yes. But I really know very little about the details, and I thought it'd be more fun to talk through this car with you guys listening, man. So I'm gonna learn as we go, and I think maybe there's a possibility I might get to drive it. Truth is, I don't really care. If I just sit in the passenger seat and get some hard pulls, I'm gonna be stoked. And if I get to drive it, even better. So we're gonna do our usual thing, man. Walk you guys through a bunch of the details on what went into building this car. By the way, this is a 14-year build process for this guy. 14 years he spent little by little by little, and he's just gotten the car out recently, driving it. He's already had it over at the Hoonigans doing donuts and burnouts. So man, we're gonna have some fun. I'm super stoked that John brought his RX7 and we're gonna get into it. So hold on, because here we go. Hey guys, this is my friend John Choe and his 95 RX7. Far from stock. We're about to find out what this car is all about, because as I told you guys in the intro, I know very little about it. So let's talk about your car, dude.
Yeah.
So you said, I know a couple things right away. You said this is a 14-year kind of on-off passion project ultimately.
Yeah, I bought this thing back in 2001. I drove it for a year stock, and then I ripped it apart. Pulled the engine out and then put a cage in it.
It's all the way through to your frame.
Yeah, up to the firewall.
Yeah. Cosmetically, that'll be an easy one to start with. It's a radical body kit on here.
Yeah, it's a C-West kit for the front bumper that was redone in carbon. It was molded and remade in carbon. The hood was Border. It's a company from Japan, and they redid that in carbon along with the fenders. So the whole front end is carbon.
Awesome.
And then that was all cleaned up and painted by Buddha Concept Designs.
Okay.
They do some amazing work.
You're also rolling on a set of HREs.
Yeah, I got some HREs. As a kid, I always, dreamed of having HREs before I could afford them. And, I had to get what I had to get, Some people might say it's not period correct. It's not a Japanese wheel on a Japanese car, but,
right.
I'm a Korean American. I live in America, and
that's the beauty, dude, in my opinion, of customizing cars is you're not customizing this for someone else, you're doing it for you. Okay, so that's exterior. So you got wheels, pretty simple. I mean, not really, because it's a radical body kit, all carbon and stuff, but it's not like there's 1,000 other talking points. It seems like where your focus went on this, being a guy that has some race background, was on performance.
Yeah, definitely. I just can't stop talking. I had to stop talking.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. We're totally distracted by the GT3 RS that just went by.
Well, Keith did a full paint correction on this, and then it was also then clear wrapped by Alex over at Carbine.
Carbine, right.
So it's got a full body clear.
Right. So we'll go through the simple stuff, right? I know you said, which I'm still surprised, that this is a stock tranny in this car.
Yeah, it still has stock trans and brakes for now until, I'm just driving it until it breaks, I guess.
Right.
Seeing how much it can handle.
So that's the easy stuff, right? You guys, stock tranny, stock brakes, no big deal. Where you went friggin' haywire on this car is on the motor.
Yeah, it's a standard 13B out of a 93 to 95 RX7.
Right.
And it was ported and pinned and built by Robert at Rotary Shack. We just kind of went crazy from there with all of the fabrication and everything else that we did. I built this car 1 week at a time with my good friends at Twins Turbo Motorsports.
Right.
It's Eric and Mark Kosovu.
Right.
And you know, every Wednesday I would go down there, bring a box of donuts, and we would start working on the car. We built intake manifold, we built exhaust manifold.
Right.
You know, everything was from scratch. It wasn't a bolt-on anything.
I mean, you can tell, dude, there's a lot of, like, everything up there is custom. I mean, there's nothing that was catalog bought in this car.
Right. You know, everything was handmade. The intake manifold was hand formed.
You've got a pretty massive turbo. Didn't you say it's around a 68 mil turbo?
It's the largest turbo from Borg Warner in their EFR series,
Right.
which is the 9180. They said that's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. And we knew it would, so we put it on, and it made over 700.
So you said you're making 700 at the wheel in this car.
Yeah, it made like 715 to the ground
God, that's so
with
intense,
like
dude.
600 foot-pounds of torque,
Wow, man.
which isn't very common in a rotary. Most rotaries don't have any torque. But
Right. Your rear end on here is not.
Right, it's got a CAS two-way limited slip in there, so it's always really trying to grab that other wheel as best it can.
Right.
So it clunks and it bucks around a little bit when you're going slow, but it does its deal when it's moving.
Yeah. The shift, is that stock on there? Because it seems like a super short throw to it.
It's got a B&M short throw shifter in there that I got back in 2001.
Right.
I had a lot of good friends that worked over there back in the day.
Just looking under the motor or under the hood, I got to guess that, I don't know, the dollar amount could get pretty ridiculous on that. If it was like, take this car, pay someone to do just that. You know?
I couldn't count the hours.
Yeah.
I mean, endless
Yeah.
hours in that.
Yeah.
I mean, everything from the intercooler to the radiator to, you know, even the catch can everything was custom made.
Yeah.
You know, everything was hand built. Like, I don't know what's left stock in this thing, minus the transmission, you know,
And the
some
brakes.
interior parts and the brakes, you know. Yeah, everything has pretty much been touched or redone.
Yeah. It's like a race car. I mean, this is a street legal.
Yeah, you know, I registered in Montana for a purpose, you know.
I saw the Montana license plate. I was wondering
can't get
how much time you spend up there. A lot of my clients spend the same amount of time up there. Wow, dude. That's a 700 horsepower car. I mean, you feel it. It's not. That's no bullshit.
You know, it's fun. You know, it's still a street car to me.
You know, in the world of cars, this is your thing. You're a real rotary guy. Huh?
Yeah, they would call us rotards.
So that's a subculture amongst the tuner culture. I
Yeah,
guess.
definitely.
What's this here? I saw your name here. So
Yeah, you know, the guys did some laser etched, you know, little plate here. You know, I got the boost control and the traction control here that lets me adjust anywhere from, you know, 20 pounds of boost up to 40 pounds of boost.
Wow, you can run 40 pounds of this.
Yeah.
That little pull we just did, what are you running boost-wise right now?
I was probably right around 30 pounds.
God, dude, that thing pulls, man.
Fun to get on it once in a while.
Is it like all part of a management system?
I have a Motec on here.
It is Motec.
Yeah, so it's controlled. This is directly to the Motec, and this is just a readout, so just all my gauges.
Got it. Wow.
That's all the way up.
This car is just intense.
That's when you turn it all the way up.
Wow. All right, you guys. Well, I got a little sweat cracking right now because this thing actually cooks.
Yeah, I'm sure your feet aren't that cool.
No, I don't mind. I don't mean that heat. I mean, I'm like kind of jacked up from
Oh.
just from the pulls right there. Well, what do you guys think of John's RX7, man? That there's a couple pulls there, I got to admit. I'm totally blown away. I'm used to that kind of power and mostly that kind of torque and pull with the big muscle cars I deal with. But I gotta admit, I've only been in a couple of tuner cars that pulled that hard. I mean, you know, along with it being a 700 horsepower car, it's over 600 foot-pounds of torque, which is, you know, come on, that's serious in a car that weighs under 3,000 pounds. And I love getting to show you guys a different, kind of a whole different flavor for us. Tuner for one, and this is a self-made car. You know, this is a guy with his buddies, albeit they're pros, but they're pals of his. This was a weekly project. He said they got together on Wednesdays and would work on building this car, and they did that for 14 years. And whether or not you like RX-7s, whether or not you like rotaries, you gotta respect that the guy, you know, had an idea of what he wanted to do, and he built the car, and he built it into something that's like this cool, man. I'm blown away right now. So anyways, that's it for today's episode, you guys. I hope you had a good time. As always, man, thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for watching and supporting the channel and helping us to grow this thing. Having a great time as always, you guys. So thanks. And that's it for today, man. I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, man. Later.